Well, you ready to see some more fairy gardens? I hope so, because you're going to get to see them now. I'm going to reuse everything I've already used already in a lot of these. All the plants are in the same area I just did earlier today, and now I'm going to put a couple more little fairy gardens in the same exact area, and it's already looking pretty good, my base, and I'm just going to change a few little things out, and it's not really going to cost me all that much because most of these things I have had before and reused. Only a few items are going to be new. And that's how you can make fairy gardens be less expensive, by reusing and repurposing. If you have a small area in your yard, like this is not a very large area, and if you just wanted to change it out every week or two, you could do that and just use the same plants like I'm doing here. And it would be very inexpensive if you did that. Now let's see the different ways I can change this area up for a very small amount of money. Now keep in mind, I already wrote all the plants off already in another post. Now I just placed in a little bunch of silk flowers I already owned and had, and I've had them probably a year or so. So there is no expense for them. Now I'm not going to leave these out here any more than maybe a few days, maybe a week at the most, because these do belong to flower arrangements I do in the house. These over here were just from Dollar Tree, and it's not that big expense, and they've held up fine out here for, I don't know, they've been outside a year or two. They're not new flowers, and they've been out actually in the yard for at least a year or 2 years, no problem. These be the first time they've ever been out of the house, so I will probably be taking them back in because they probably were a little bit more money. I probably bought them at Walmart or maybe Joann's. I can't remember where I bought them. I've had them probably at least a year. But you know, silk flowers are expensive, and I don't want to leave them out here if they're not the inexpensive ones. So now let's see what else I'm going to do. So far we're at a zero cost. Now this fairy is fairly good size. She's not really small, and I'm just going to leave her out here by herself in this photo. As you can see, she takes up quite a bit of space because she is a pretty good sized fairy. So if you just wanted to get one really nice fairy like I have here, put some flowers around it. I have some rocks on each side for a little bit more interest, and I think she looks pretty just by herself without anything else. I did add some silk flowers. That was a zero cost. The fairy's a zero cost. She's been in like 3 or 4 posts already, and so she doesn't cost anything either. So this fairy garden costs zero. Free, free, free. Those are Grandma's favorite things. So when you're looking to do a fairy garden, you decide what you want to do, how much you want to do. Easily you could get 5, 6 plants, real plants, and if you don't even want to do that, you could go out and buy 4 or 5 nice full artificial ones, and you're done. This is on a wood round. It's real wood that my grandson gave me. I have 2 rocks that just from the yard. I didn't buy them, and I have a fairy garden, and it looks very pretty, and I love it. Now she is one of my new fairies, and I do love her, and I'm going to be using her mostly for home decor, but occasionally she's going to get to come outside for her little photo op. I have a lot of fairies like this that are really nice, and because I don't want some of my fairies getting wrecked because I've lost so many, I'm going to start leaving more of them in the house, just coming out for photo ops, because I'm spending way too much money replacing stuff. But when it comes to things like Dollar Tree, I don't worry about it. They're inexpensive, and I can replace them with no cost. Everything here, except for the picnic table, are all Dollar Tree items, including the silk flowers and also the succulents. So, I mean, there are some real flowers there too, but I'm just letting you know where they came from. Now over here, these are more expensive pieces, and I don't want them broke or fading out and maybe having to throw them away. So now let's see what else I can do with just changing the accessories. Well, this one was $24 originally. I got it on a 50% sale, so I got it for $12.50. I thought it was a really good price for a really pretty fairy piece. the mushrooms go all the way around the tree like steps leading from the trunk all the way into the fairy door. I do love it, and it is beautiful. It's very nicely finished, as you can see. The doors and the windows and the beautiful face on the tree with his big smile and his eyes sparkling. It is a beautiful piece, and it is working into this so well. Looks like it's rooted right into the ground. And this is just a piece of fern that I showed earlier. I just wanted to share how easy it is to make a fairy garden. So this fairy garden is costing us $12.50 because the plants are, none of them are new now. They've all been used in prior posts. This little tree over here is purple. I've had it for years, and I brought the plant from the house, the one with the flowers on it. Everything else has been used in a past post and it's been written off. Now let's throw a couple little fairies in there to bring a little bit of magic. And here you see two little fairies visiting with each other. Well, what do you think? I thought it turned out pretty good for a $12.50 fairy garden. Let me know what you think about this fairy garden. I thought the tree was a beautiful, beautiful accessory. The fairies I've had in probably 3 or 4 years. They're not new and they're a little faded now. Like I said, I didn't buy any new fairy supplies last year, so things that you see now are things that I've had a very long time. And even pulling away back, that fairy tree turned out beautiful, and the beautiful limbs and the little tree house are so pretty, even nice, even further away or close up. Let me know what you think. I was very happy with my 2 little fairy gardens I put together today. I think this little tree I'm probably going to put back in the house too, because this is one of my favorite pieces for my fairy garden that I have bought this year. And the other fairy before this one is my very, very favorite, and so for sure they're going to probably both stay in the house. They're just coming out for a photo op, but I don't want a cat or a dog knocking it over and breaking it, and the grandkids are supposed to be over here tomorrow, and I'd be very upset if this got broke. And it's not because it was expensive, it's because I love it so, and sometimes you can't always find pieces to replace them. So I was very, very happy that I found this beautiful, beautiful piece for $12.50. Is it not beautiful? I couldn't believe that I found it on sale, the 50% sale on that, and it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. Well, thank you very much for stopping by and checking out 2 more of my fairy gardens. You know, Grandma's going to keep putting a lot more fairy gardens up on her channel every week, so keep coming back if you love fairies. And like I said, if you just had a small little area like this in your yard, because sometimes people don't have real yards, but they have little patios or terraces, you could put one of these gardens together so easy on a small terrace or a patio and take up no room, and then just change them out once a month and put different fairy supply accessories on it, and you would have an endless supply of fairy gardens to use in your garden. Always look different all the time. Hugs and kisses to all my awesome, awesome friends. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for all your kind words about all these fairy posts. Don't forget, we're trying to get a fairy group together. If you're interested, let me know. We're going to start putting up a fairy challenge once a month. So let me know what kind of fairy garden you'd like to see me put together, or if you'd like to join in and do a fairy challenge. I would love to do one with any of you. Just leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're interested in joining the fairy group, 1. Number 2, if you'd like to do a fairy garden, that's another one. And if you have a suggestion on what you want to see put together, put that in there. Come on, let's get some comments in here. Let's get everything going. Let's get everyone excited about fairy gardens as I am. I hope you enjoy this fairy garden I put together today. I thought it turned out pretty nice, And this was only a $12.50 fairy garden. And the one before this was free, 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 free. I love free. Everybody loves free. And Grandma does a lot of free posts. I got to do 100 fairy gardens. They can't all cost me money. That could be very expensive. Well, I'll see you tomorrow and see what I put up tomorrow. You never know. Something really, really good might show up. Never know. Got to keep coming back and checking it out. Bye-bye for now.